Hello, and Happy New Year. It is the first Monday of 2021, and yes, it's a beautiful day here, a little on the chilly side, but I wanted to talk to you today about those goals that you have set and how you are going to achieve them. I'm going to start today with just talking about the goals themselves, and then we'll get down to the nitty-gritty as the week progresses. But as I mentioned last week, when we talk about 2021, I think I just said 2020 before, 2021, and people, the New Year's resolution. And a resolution is, you resolve, it means that you're going to resolve to do it no matter what. And so oftentimes, as I've mentioned before, resolutions are made without a plan. And so therefore, there's a percentage of people who've already forgotten about their resolution. By February, about 85% will abandon their resolution. So my goal is to help you set your goals and then break it down so that it makes it more, you can have a plan and you can go ahead and achieve them. And then that last statement I will contradict in just a few minutes, and you're gonna go, what? So anyway, so I do have some notes here, so forgive me for keep looking down. But anyway, there's just 5 simple steps in pursuing your goals, and the pursuit of your goals matters as much as the goal. And the purpose of a goal is not just to get it, it's really who you become in the pursuit of it. And your growth is a success. So as you're thinking about that goal, we often put monetary value on it. Instead of saying, I want to grow my business to 200,000 this year, look at who do you want to become and why you want that goal, instead of just putting a monetary value on it. And then that's number 1, is to look at the pursuit of the goal and who you're going to become, what you want, what is that end result, not just monetary, what else does that give you? And then set a goal with the right scope in mind. Try to set a goal that's going to stretch you but not be unreasonable. So oftentimes I hear people say, well, I set goals and then I don't achieve them. And that's okay sometimes, as long as you're growing. And that, like I just said, is the success when we're continually growing. And most of us will underestimate what we're going to do in a year. We'll overestimate what we're going to do in a year and underestimate what we're capable of doing in 2, 4, and 5 years. So keep that in mind, that your goal should be somewhat attainable, but just stretching you a little bit. And then 3 is focus on what you want, not what you don't want. So I'm talking about what you desire. And so many of us, as we talk about this, what you desire, so many of us will fall into, if I ask you, what do you want? The first thing a lot of us will say is what you don't want. And you can see my assistant back there, Kobe. He's just hanging out here with me. And we struggle with that answer of what we do want. So if you are having trouble coming up with what you want, go ahead and let your mind shift to the what you don't want, and then reframe it into a positive statement. So for example, I don't want to be fat. Well, change that to I want to be fit and healthy. I don't want to be broke. I want to build a business that is sustainable and helps others to fulfill their growth. I don't know, I'm trying to think of things off the top of my head. But anyway, once you start reframing these thoughts, that will get rid of that fear that you are afraid to ask for, or afraid to think or express what you really desire and what you want. So, and then that'll give you that opportunity to change the mindset and face those fears, and then just plow through them going forward. So number 4 is, even though don't stop after you've achieved your goal. So in number 2, I said to make a goal that is somewhat attainable but's going to stretch you a little bit. So if you're in that, and as you're progressing through there and you see that you're going to achieve your goal, say it's 9 months into the year you're going to achieve your goal, reset that goal. So take a moment and go, this is, yes, celebrate for a moment, not the rest of the 3 months after you achieve your goal, but set your goal, look at your goal and go, okay, so here I've achieved this goal of my 200,000. I've built my business by 25%. I've reached, 1,000 people. I don't know, I'm thinking of numbers, but you've fulfilled those things that you've wanted to do, and reset your goal, reach a little bit further. And because if you don't reset your goal, the energy is going to drop and you're going to lose that momentum and you'll fall back. So, but don't forget to celebrate a little bit in there that you achieved your goal in such a short period of time. And then that gives you a benchmark of how you can set yourself going forward. And then finally, number 5 is, don't worry about not achieving your goal. If the opposite happens, if you've grown, that is a success. As I said in number 1, the growth, our continual growth is what we're looking for. And it's what makes you feel alive, and it gives you, progress keeps us going. And we either grow or we die. So your goal is to creating an extraordinary life for yourself on your terms. And that's what we're achieving. What we're going for is to grow or die. So we want to grow and create a life that's it's an extraordinary life that's on our own terms, and a life that's fulfilling. And fulfillment is my word for 2021, my word. So anyway, so the last thing I'm going to leave you with is back to basics. This week for me is is definitely a week that I get myself organized. I get my day planner scheduled. I set my goals, and then I start to break them down into chunks, which we'll go over on Wednesday. I'm going to do the chunking of how to break it down throughout the year, throughout the month and weekly, so that it makes it much more palatable, attainable. But in the meantime, in the back to basics, as I start making sure that I'm doing the things that keep me focused and aligned. And so giving time to yourself instead of everything else allows you to recharge and reconnect with your energy and power. This will give you the gift of harmony. So your morning practice, your evening practice, if you journal, if you don't, whatever your practices are, this is a great week to sit back and get yourself back into those practices that get you going forward and keep you moving. So until Wednesday, make it a great day.